Hello person watching YouTube, welcome to video 7 in my series of track breakdowns for my album Motions, which I released under my alias Project AER, which I don't know why I keep saying, because it's the name of this YouTube channel. It must be. I keep shaking the desk and it's shaking the camera, I apologise about that. So today we're breaking down track 7 from Motions, which is a track called Voices, which was a collaboration with Hevi, and one I really love. It's a bit of a sister song to As She Goes. It's also quite like an emo sort of vibe song, which is a vibe I very much vibe with. And Hevi kind of really helped make the song like so much better. And that's the thing, he didn't even add like loads, but like what he added I think added so much to like the just feel of the song overall, because it was so boring without his parts and it just made it so much more interesting to listen to. But yeah, let's jump right in. Let's do the intro first. As always, let's go through. So there we go, we start with the intro. So the first stuff that you sort of hear is this guitar ambience, which is just, you know, guitar with no EQ on apparently. It's an ice cream track. It's not the ambience in the song. I was doing so well today recording these, and then the guy with the ice cream has to turn up, which I mean is exciting because ice cream is great, but not now. Not now, ice cream man. Anyway, yeah, so that's going into Valhalla Shimmer and it sounds like this. I don't think it really comes back throughout the song, it's really just for the intro. Which I think is using one of the leads and then just kind of feeding it into it, but I'm not too sure which part it is. I think it might be this high part. It's actually transposed down, so yeah, it'll be the high part that we'll come to in a bit, transposed down an octave to kind of give it that unnatural low sort of sound. Gives it more of like a haunting sort of vibe. We also have the Particles piano returning with Noir here, which sounds like this. It's quite sparse, there's not a huge amount of that in here, because I guess there's a lot going on in this song. Ooh, that's very loud. Let's turn my headphones down a tiny bit. There's also some sample here from Freesound, which is just, I guess, like a high school ambience. It's like people talking outside, just sort of noise, bit of EQ on it. I think it was a resonance that pops up in places around that frequency. Then a bit of ozone imager on there as well, just to widen it. There's also a perk loop used in the intro and in the bridge, which sounds like this. And my favourite part of the song that I put together was this kind of picked guitar part, which is very Nothing Nowhere and something I really like, which sounds like this. Really, really nice part, something I'm really proud of. Bit of EQ on there just to get rid of some of the resonances, bit of compression, about 3 dB gain reduction on that, and then some soothe just to smooth it out a little bit more, and then some stereoizing on it just to make it nice and wide. We then have this acoustic guitar down here, which you hear in a few places, but I really like how it blends with the picked guitar. Just really warms my heart hearing it like that. So then we have these vocals, which are formant shifted and auto-tuned and stuff. Just sound kind of cool. Just some random emo lyrics that I put together. And that is the intro all sorted. So let's move into the drums here. I start with a little drum fill, which is just using the kind of same drum samples, but sounds like this. So we have the kick, which nothing being done to that, just being sent to the side chains. We have this percussive loop with some Foley on it. And I think it's actually a bit swung, which sounds a bit off, but actually when you hear it in the full mix, it doesn't sound too bad. We have some hi-hats. Similar to the other song, I'm kind of alternating between them. It was obviously a thing I was into at this point in time. With just a bit of EQ on them. That one probably could have done with reducing that peak there. Let's do that for my own sanity. Not too much though, there we go. Then we have the snare, which sounds like this, which is another Swam snare. I was obviously really into his sample pack at this point in time. And that's the drums. So let's hear the drums all together, shall we? So again, about a 50% sort of parallel mix on there. Then we have the bass, which, guess it, it's the clean bass preset, not really anything going on the EQ, no automation or anything, and then just some compression. I wanted this to have more of like a sort of band feel, like you could sort of hear it being played by a band like American football if they played really basic music, you know, like I do. So it just kind of sounds really nice when it's all blended in. So the picked chord part continues here, and then we have this high part as well, which I think is what this ambience in the intro is made out of, by pitching that down 12 semitones. So then in the second half of the first kind of drop, the picked guitar gets EQ'd a bit differently to kind of EQ out some of the highs to make room for a guitar lead, so that kind of moves to a separate track because I'm lazy and I don't like automating. It sounds like this. So not super different, I wanted it to be quite a subtle sort of change. You can just hear that sort of high end just kind of clear out a little bit so it makes room for this guitar lead, which just has a bit of EQ on it and nothing else. And the acoustic comes back here as well. So the guitars here all start to sound like this. Then we go into Hevi's elements that he added. So first up is this piano, which sounds lovely. There we go. And then he added these little vocals as well, which are just genius. I don't know how he did them, but they're genius. So I just have a bit of EQ on them, a bit of FabFilter Satin just for some saturation, Oak Sound Soothe just to kind of get rid of the resonances, and some Ozone Imager on there. I love this song. This is definitely one of my favourites. There's also a little sweep down here, which is a Vengeance sweep. No EQ or anything on it, just felt like it didn't need it. Then have this little downlifter here, which I think is from Elevation Effects. So here we introduce the piano. We have some more acoustic here as well. That actually looks like an editing mistake that I've cut out a bit of it there. Still sounds fine, so we'll just leave it. The vocals come back. I also then shimmered Hevi's piano here, so you get this ambience from it, and then just kind of cut out the lows. Yeah, just amazing work from Hevi on those. Then the perk loop from earlier comes back. We have the same drum fill, and then what comes in at this point is it all kind of stays largely the same, apart from the fact that we have this synth lead here. So this is using Razor in Reactor, just using this preset. I don't think I've really changed this at all. Just a really nice little melody, kind of like a sort of solo, I guess. And then there's this little melody from Hevi as well. Oh. So I added in a few other little things here. There's like this little break here with this little sweep from earlier, and this little yeah sample. I think I just snipped it from like a party sample, and I found a little bit where someone says yeah, and I just kind of left it in there. I don't know why. Just felt like it just felt right to me. We also have some other drum bits that start to come in here. We have some little claps, which are going to the reverb mix, so they kind of create this big, like on that random snare, they create this big reverby clap, which just sounds really nice. And then there's this little crunch here in the break. And then we have the ride as well that starts to come in, which I think was, oh, I haven't used it. I had a reverse ride earlier just to transition into the breakdown, which it's the same ride I've been using. So there. What else do we have? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, I reversed some of Heavy's vocals here to kind of create some ambience using this reverb from Native Instruments, this room, I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but it sounds really cool. I got it for free and I just thought it was very cool. So just did a bunch of EQ work on that, pitch shifted it up, what, 2 octaves? Yeah, 2 octaves, put some delay on it, put some reverb on it, and then widened it, so, because dry it'll sound really weird. But yeah, it just sounds really, really cool. I really like how it sounds in the outro. We have some chimes, which I think I got out of Reflex Nexus. So, oop. Oh yeah, we have this muted guitar that comes in the second drop. I forgot about that. Again, just telephone EQ'd, standard stuff. And then we go into the outro. And then there's some more of Heavy's vocals here. See what I mean? And just like his vocals really kind of add to the sort of just sad emo vibe of this song. I really love it. Then we have this other guitar bit in the outro here, which is the main lead from earlier, pitched down an octave with just a bunch of reverb on it. The piano moves up an octave. I think I did actually quantize these chords. Don't know, they look humanized to me. And because the Heavy's vocals start to fade out, you get these little just muffled moments from them. They just sound really cool. Heavy, you just did such a good job on it, man. I really love like how this song came out. But yeah, that is pretty much everything. I think I've got everything. I think I have. Yeah, so that was track 7 from Motions, and I'll see you in the next one for track 8, which I can't remember what it's called, so I'll remember it and then I'll say it in the next video. 1992, that's it. That's the next track on the album. So I'll see you in the next video for 1992. As I've been saying in all of these, if this was helpful, please leave a thumbs up or a comment or something, or subscribe or something, and then, you know, everything will go well. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video for track 8. Bye!